Now that you're comfortable with simple and compound sentences, it's time to add more advanced structures to your toolbox. Complex and compound complex sentences. These are the sentence types that really show examiners you can handle higher level grammar, as long as you use them accurately and naturally. A complex sentence has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. A dependent clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. It depends on the main clause to make sense. We often introduce dependent clauses with words like although, because, if, when, or while. Let's look at a few examples. A concession sentence might be, the most common cause of air pollution in Australia is coal-powered energy production, even though the government has invested in alternative energies. The first part is the independent clause, and even though the government has invested in alternative energies is the dependent clause. That second part can't stand alone as a full sentence. It needs the first part. A cause and effect sentence could be, due to the increasing use of coal-powered energy stations, air pollution in Australia is on the rise. Here, due to the increasing use of coal-powered energy stations is a dependent clause introduced by due to, and air pollution in Australia is on the rise is the independent clause. You can move the dependent clause to the end if you like. Air pollution in Australia is on the rise due to the increasing use of coal-powered energy stations. A conditional sentence might be, if more people choose alternative energy, air pollution levels in Australia will fall. If more people choose alternative energy is the dependent clause. Air pollution levels in Australia will fall is the independent clause. This is called a first conditional, indicating a likely future result if a condition is met. These complex sentences let you show relationships between ideas in a more precise way than simple or compound sentences alone. They are especially powerful for explaining causes, results, conditions, contrasts, and time relationships. In Task 2, essay topics almost always involve such relationships, so complex sentences are essential. A compound complex sentence combines the features of both a compound and a complex sentence. That means it has at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. For example, the most common cause of air pollution in Australia is coal-powered energy production, and this is also unfortunately true for many developed countries, even though governments may have invested in alternative energies. In this sentence, the most common cause of air pollution in Australia is coal-powered energy production, and this is also unfortunately true for many developed countries, are independent clauses. Even though government may have invested in alternative energies is a dependent clause. These structures are not necessary in every sentence, but sprinkling them into your body paragraphs, especially in supporting sentences, allows you to show high-level control. You can combine concession and cause and effect, or conditionals and examples, in one smooth sentence rather than dividing everything into short, choppy statements. However, with more complex structures comes more risk. It's better to write a slightly simpler complex sentence accurately than to attempt a very long compound complex sentence and make basic errors. When you practice, focus on getting the patterns right, where the commas go, how to connect clauses, and how to avoid confusion. A good practice routine is to take one simple statement and expand it in stages. Start with air pollution is rising, then add a dependent clause. Air pollution is rising because more people are using private cars. Then add another independent clause. Air pollution is rising because more people are using private cars, and this is putting pressure on public health systems. Finally, see if you can add a concession or condition. Even though governments have invested in public transport, air pollution is rising because more people are using private cars, and this is putting pressure on public health systems. In your essays, remember that grammar variety is judged across the whole task, not sentence by sentence. The examiner is looking at the overall pattern. Do you rely on the same basic structure, or do you show a mix of simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentences? If you follow the system paragraph plan, you naturally create opportunities to use each type in appropriate places. In the next 3 lessons, we'll zoom in on the 3 most important functions that shape your complex sentences. In Task 2, cause and effect, conditionals and hypothesis, and concession and contrast. These functions not only improve your grammar score, they also deepen your ideas and improve your task response. If you haven't already, download the coursebook through the link below. It expands on this lesson and will guide you through the other videos.